Money and power don't just shape our lives. They quietly decide who gets ahead and who gets left behind. Behind every policy, paycheck, and price tag, there's an invisible game being played, one most people never see or fully understand. It's a game of influence, control, and carefully designed systems that reward a few while guiding the choices of millions. In this piece, we'll uncover the hidden rules behind money and power, explore who really pulls the strings, and reveal how understanding this game can change the way you see the world and your place in it. Today we will talk about the hidden game behind money and power. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Money and power. An invisible partnership. Money and power have always existed together, shaping civilizations, governments, and individual lives in ways that are often invisible to the public eye. On the surface, money appears to be a neutral tool, something we earn, save, spend, or invest. Power, meanwhile, seems to belong to politicians, leaders, or influential figures. But beneath this surface lies a deeper reality. Money is one of the most powerful instruments ever created to control behavior, influence decisions, and shape social structures. Those who control large flows of money often gain the ability to influence laws, markets, narratives, and even cultural values. This hidden partnership ensures that power rarely shifts suddenly. Instead, it moves slowly, quietly, and strategically. Understanding this connection is the first step to recognizing that financial systems are not accidental. They are designed, maintained, and protected by those who benefit most from them. 2. How financial systems are designed to influence society. Modern financial systems are complex by design, making them difficult for the average person to fully understand. Banks, central banks, financial institutions, and global organizations operate using rules and mechanisms that seem technical but have massive real-world consequences. Interest rates, inflation, taxation, and credit availability directly affect how people live, work, and plan their futures. These systems subtly guide behavior, encouraging borrowing, consumption, and dependence on financial institutions. When money becomes digital, abstract, and detached from physical value, it becomes easier to manipulate at scale. Policies that appear to promote economic stability often end up protecting large corporations and wealthy individuals, while ordinary people shoulder the burden through rising costs of living and stagnant wages. This design is not purely accidental. It reflects priorities that favor control and predictability over fairness and transparency. 3. The role of elites and institutions. Throughout history, a small group of elites, landowners, industrialists, bankers, and corporate leaders, have held disproportionate influence over money and power. Today, this influence is exercised through institutions rather than individuals alone. Corporations lobby governments, financial institutions influence policy, and wealthy individuals fund political campaigns and media outlets. This creates a cycle where decisions are made by those with resources, for those with resources. While democracy suggests that power belongs to the people, economic reality often tells a different story. When institutions become too big to fail, they gain leverage over governments, ensuring bailouts and protections even when their actions harm the public. This concentration of power limits competition, suppresses alternative voices, and reinforces existing hierarchies, making upward mobility increasingly difficult. 4. Media, narratives, and the control of perception power is not maintained by money alone. It also depends on controlling perception. Media plays a critical role in shaping how people understand wealth, success, and failure. Narratives that glorify hustle culture, individual responsibility, and consumerism often distract from systemic issues. When people believe that financial struggle is purely a personal failure, they are less likely to question the system itself. Advertising encourages endless consumption, while news cycles focus on short-term crises rather than long-term structural problems. By controlling the narrative, those in power can maintain legitimacy and reduce resistance. The hidden game thrives when people are too busy surviving or consuming to ask deeper questions about who benefits from the current system. 5. Debt as a tool of control. Debt is one of the most powerful yet subtle tools in the money power game. While debt can enable growth and opportunity, it can also trap individuals, communities, and even nations. Student loans, credit cards, mortgages, and personal loans tie people to long-term financial obligations, limiting their freedom to take risks or challenge the status quo. On a larger scale, national debt can influence foreign policy and economic independence, as indebted countries become reliant on lenders and international institutions. Debt shifts power from borrowers to lenders, creating a dynamic where financial obligations dictate choices. When debt becomes normalized and unavoidable, it quietly enforces compliance without the need for force or coercion. 6. Global power and economic inequality. On a global level, the hidden game of money and power becomes even more apparent. Wealthy nations often dictate economic terms to developing countries through trade agreements, loans, and aid programs. These arrangements can lock poorer nations into cycles of dependency, extracting resources while limiting local growth. Multinational corporations exploit labor and resources across borders, benefiting from weak regulations and economic desperation. Meanwhile, profits flow upward to shareholders and executives, widening the gap between rich and poor. Economic inequality is not just a social issue. It is a mechanism of control. When wealth is concentrated, power follows, shaping global priorities in favor of those already at the top. 7. Resistance, awareness, and financial literacy. Despite the strength of these systems, the hidden game is not unbeatable. Awareness is a powerful form of resistance. Financial literacy, understanding how money works, how systems are structured, and how decisions are influenced, empowers individuals to make more informed choices. Collective action, ethical investing, transparent governance, and alternative economic models challenge traditional power structures. Technology has also opened new possibilities, allowing decentralized systems and global communication that bypass traditional gatekeepers. While change is slow and often resisted, history shows that systems evolve when enough people understand the rules and demand accountability. 8. Redefining power in a changing world. The future of money and power is still being written. As societies confront inequality, technological disruption, and environmental challenges, the old rules are increasingly questioned. True power may shift away from pure financial control toward knowledge, adaptability, and collective values. Redefining success beyond wealth, prioritizing sustainability over endless growth, and designing systems that serve people rather than exploit them are critical steps forward. The hidden game thrives in darkness, but it weakens under scrutiny. By understanding how money and power interact, individuals and communities can begin to reclaim agency, challenge unfair structures, and work toward a more balanced and transparent world. Conclusion: seeing the game, changing the rules. The hidden game behind money and power is not some distant conspiracy. It's a reality that shapes daily life, opportunities, and choices. By recognizing the mechanisms of control, from debt and financial systems to media narratives and global inequality, we gain insight into how the world really works. Awareness, education, and deliberate action are the keys to shifting this balance. While the structures may seem rigid, history shows that informed individuals and communities can challenge power, demand transparency, and create alternatives. Understanding this game is not about cynicism, it's about empowerment. When we see the rules clearly, we can play wisely, reclaim agency, and build systems of wealth and influence that serve everyone, not just a privileged few. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.